So I daily drove the R8 for almost 2 years. Drove it everywhere, which as a supercar, like it's great when you have a daily, it's comfy, you can run errands. But when you're like forced, and I'm still young. I was younger then. I didn't care about comfort. Like I didn't.
Who do you have to be one of the first people to get a Revuelto? Who the fuck are you?
Yeah. But yeah, one of the first ones. Crazy car, so much tech. But since it's the first iteration, first gen, and so much tech, a lot of like hiccups. Back to V10. So I've had three V10s. After that, I went to STO, Huracan STO. Oh. I'd say that and the Performante are the best Huracan.
Performante. We're Performante sluts. And then like he's grown because now he went from this place to this place. He can house more cars.
Yeah,
and
this
like
place is way better.
So now we'll film here. He hooks us up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So has you've been doing it for a year. Has it helped your business?
Bro, 100%.
100%, huh?
100%.
More trust. Oh, I like you, whatever. Like,
bro,
yeah.
And you know how it is. Word of mouth dynamics are always 10 times better than anything else. So
and what the internet does is it gives you your word of mouth now, but times like 100, times 1,000, because it's reaching more people. It's still your word, and it's going into someone else's, like, someone else is getting that message, but not just in front of you, just over like a phone or something,
Like it depends on the way you portray your message to.
And everyone we have on, we sit down, you talk for an hour and a half, and then before, after.
Yeah.
So by the time you leave, it's like, you're pretty much friends.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not just like people don't usually just roll up and then we sit down, we shoot, and then we just never hear from them again.
Yeah,
we pretty much kept up with everyone we've had.
Yeah, you're stuck with us now.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you realize what you signed up by coming.
You're part of an elite group of people.
Yeah, now you're just gonna be our fucking homie from now on.
Yeah.
But it's like people don't talk about the dynamic enough too, because like we've literally, like, for anybody that's just tuning in right now, we just met fucking 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna sit down and talk about cars and everything else.
Yeah.
That's not an easy thing in itself to do.
Mm-hmm.
You got to open up to us. We got to open up to you.
I think it's easy if you're passionate.
100%.
Are we filming right now?
We're rolling.
We're rolling.
We're
Okay,
rolling.
dope. Let's go.
We're in the midst of it.
Yeah, welcome back. We're in Corsa Galleria. Shout out George. Thank you for letting us use this place. As always, place is sick. We got Kevin Lowe here. We're talking
what
about
up?
cars. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate it. Excited to talk about all things car related and all things not car related too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I know you already kind of told us your car journey.
Yeah, I'll retell it.
Yeah. What all have you had? Because there was a lot of stuff. I was actually, when I was setting up and just overhearing. Sorry for being MIA for a few minutes.
No, you're good.
Had to let Joe take care.
Let me do the bullshit.
But
he does the important shit.
Bro, I was shocked. There's a lot of different cars.
A lot of different cars. A lot of also people think like, oh, like you've had like 10 cars. You've had like 10 cars at one time. It's like, no, I've had one supercar at a time, and like I try to buy it at like a good amount, and I try to sell it at a good amount. I try to be smart with it. So it's one car in and out, and over the course of like a few years, it's like 10 different cars,
Mm-hmm.
But before I get into the cars, I just want to appreciate you guys for having me on. And I think it's really cool that, the car community is such an amazing place because it really unites people. It brings people together. It's not so much just, oh yeah, the car is cool and how it sounds and the way it drives, but the people driving the cars and their stories and like where they came from, the business they're a part of, their life journey. You get to hear different people when you go to car meets, when you have a podcast. So when you have a cool car and you see someone else with that same passion, you almost feel like this automatic connection, like, oh, we're bonded with this one thing.
The supercar connection.
The supercar connection, exactly. So
that always happens.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Car journey, yeah, started when it actually started before I got my license, because I had a buddy, if Andrew's watching, Andrew and Alex.
Shout out Andrew and Alex.
Shout out Andrew and Alex. They were very heavy into the Subaru scene.
Yeah.
So back when 2005 and 6, when the Hawkeye SCI first came out, that's when I like got into cars. So I was always looking up cars, even though I couldn't drive yet. I was 14. I was like 2 years until I could drive. But I was going in the canyons, working on the cars with them. It was all around the Subaru community, putting coilovers on the car, or like getting the fitment right. Back then it was like the Volk RE30s on the SCI, cob access port, downpipe, all that stuff. So like that was what got me into cars. Right when I got my license, didn't have enough money to get an SCI or WRX at the time. So my first car was a Volkswagen GTI 1.8T, front wheel drive, manual.
Fun car.
Yeah, fun car. Got it for like about $5,000.
Those were
good
the
car.
days, huh?
Yeah, good car for the money. The first car I learned how to drive manual too on. So
Can't get anything for $5,000.
I know.
Shit was simple,
Yeah.
calm, just
Yeah.
fun to drive. Now shit's all now everything's fucking complicated.
So I had that for a little bit, and then sold it, and then saved up a little bit of money, and then my first job, I was working at a gym, was able to get enough money to pay for a WRX. So I had a 09 wagon WRX.
A wagon too, huh?
So
Wagon.
Clean.
got my first Expedition a speed ticket with that car, 2017 or not 2017. When I was 17, this was 2009 or 10. Yeah, 2009. Got my first Expedition a speed ticket on the Snake before it was closed down. So back in the day, and that's when we used to rip Snake up and down at midnight. And you just camp at the top, and someone would run down and be like, "Hey, you want to do a run up and down?" And you meet some random person, shoot the shit. We go up, or go down slow, warm up the tires, and then we'd rip it up. So yeah, that was fun times. After the WRX, had that throughout college. When I got out of college, I got 2014 335 M Sport, so N55, not the 54. So they went away with the twin turbos, and it was just a single turbo with twin scroll. JB4 tune, downpipe.
Subaru to BMW.
Yeah, Super BMW, a lot of power. Just
Natural
bolt-on
progression.
plus tune. You're faster than M3.
So there's got to be a GT3 coming, huh?
No GT3. That's like in the near. That's in the future. After the 335, went into Jaguar F-Type R, which was a pretty big jump for me in terms of like just car over 500 horsepower.
Everything, yeah.
Everything. The looks.
Those superchargers those were quick cars.
Quick cars sounded great. Ian Callum designed the body lines and the shape of the car, who used to design cars for Aston Martin. So they got a lot of like the touches and like the silhouette from an Aston Martin. So that car put Jaguar kind of back on the map, and then like they started getting, I forgot the numbers back then, someone was telling me about, but like that F-Type really helped their overall sales as a company.
100%.
So, and that, even though I wouldn't consider that's not a supercar, it's definitely like, sports car, GT car. But that got me into like the supercar territory of people, to where people started inviting me on drives, and I kind of got a taste of like these crazier cars and hearing stories about,
Especially at that time.
At that time, yeah.
Yeah.
That was 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
And then after that, I got a Gen 2 R8 V10. And then after that, I love that car. One of the best cars I've had.
What was that leap like from the Jaguar to the R8?
It was in terms of like feeling, in terms of everything.
Ownership experience.
It was probably the biggest leap for me, because after the R8, I went into another V10, a Huracan, but it felt like a similar car, but just more aggressive, more Lambo. But like the R8 felt like my first supercar, and it was in 2008 when Iron Man first came out, and the first Iron Man when he's ripping down PCH with the silver R8, and you see it on the screen, right? It gives me chills still.
Oh, yeah,
like,
everyone remembers
I'm like,
that.
what is that car?
Right.
And it's like it's an Audi. It's like, what? Audi makes a supercar with those side blades and like the motors in the rear, and like, what? Like, I need that car. In 2008, I was a sophomore in high school, so obviously that's not feasible it wasn't feasible for me at the time.
They really changed the whole landscape.
It changed the whole landscape of everything, and that was my dream car. So I had that in my mind, and then I ended up getting one 10 years later, 2018. So from 2008, I wanted it in high school, got it in 2018, and that was one of the best car owner experiences. Also because at that time, that was my only car. So I daily drove the R8 for almost 2 years. Drove it everywhere, which as a
That's the way to do it.
supercar, like, it's great when you have a daily, it's comfy, you can run errands, but when you're like forced, and I'm still young, I was younger then, I didn't care about comfort. Like, when you enjoy your supercar for every little thing down the street, going to get groceries, meeting up with your boy at like a quick like bite to eat, you're experiencing your car. That's like one of the best ways to experience it, because you're not just like, oh, Sunday I'm gonna go on a drive, then put it in the garage till the next Sunday,
Right.
Yes, driving it everywhere.
Everywhere, as much as you can.
Doing every single
thing
possible.
like just normal things, going to the post office, going like going to get groceries. So one of the best experiences felt like, first true supercar experience. And then since it was like my dream car from high school, it was like a big check for me.
What was the spec?
It was, I got this car that sat on the lot for over 360 something days.
A year?
Yeah, it sat on the lot for
They
over a year.
couldn't move it for a year?
They couldn't move it for a year. And it was,
What did you buy?
it was,
At that time, too.
at that time. So it was blue with red interior. But then I wrapped it satin black.
Superman spec.
Superman spec.
Like how blue? Like royal blue?
I think
like navy
Audi.
Sepang blue?
I think they would call it R blue.
R
It's like
blue.
a brighter blue.
Maybe some of the guys, I'm sure some Audi person watching, you'll know what blue it is, but it was that blue with a red interior and silver wheels. And then
That sounds hot.
Yeah, I kind of like a Superman spec. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I didn't care for it. I just got a good deal on it. And then I'm like, I was going to wrap it anyway. So I wrapped it satin black. So satin black with bronze wheels and had red interior.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's a clean ass spec.
And then after that, I had red Huracan Evo. Amazing. Very similar but different to R8. Obviously V10 dual clutch, but a lot stiffer, shorter gear ratios. Exhaust sounded amazing just from factory stock since it's just straight back when the valves are open. Having the column mounted shifters definitely changed the experience of like driving. So just all the little things that make Lambo different than an Audi or any other car.
So an Audi, it's steering wheel mounted.
Yep. And
Little change there.
Huracan is column mounted and they're metal. So every shift you feel is like it's
like a click.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a click.
Nice.
It's like, and that goes all into the driving experience of a car. Of like, and there's less sound insulation, suspension was stiffer, roof line's lower, so you can't. The visibility sucks. But then like that whole experience gives you this package of like, yeah, it's still V10 dual clutch. Very similar to an R8, but very different at the same time. After that, went to 600 LT, which is amazing car too.
Your best move so far, by
For real.
Yeah.
That's
600,
huge.
Yeah, 600 LT was great.
How long did you have that?
Less than a year.
You missed that car?
I miss every single car I've had.
You missed all of
If
them.
I could have all of them, if I was in a financial place to have a garage and have all my cars and have 10 more, yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would do it.
How
So-
much did you get the 600 LT for?
Back
What year was it?
I got it in 2021.
Okay. I'm trying to think what the market was like back then.
MMR was like, on that car was like 240. I got it for MMR.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back in 20.
Retail was like, and then I sold it less than a year later for about the same because
price.
MMR didn't change.
It's bitching.
MMR, for people that don't know, it's auction pricing. It's like the biggest comps you can get. Like on real estate, there's comps. It's the comps for cars.
Yeah. If you go to buy a car and you're talking to your dealer and you're like, the MMR is this, they're gonna fucking.
They're gonna be
hate
like,
you.
damn,
Yeah.
oh,
they're like,
this guy knows the
Why?
car market.
Why?
So yeah, back then it was a 240. Now they're what, like 200?
Right, just about. If you want like a
Yeah.
coupe, you can get like 180, 190.
Yeah, you can get them
Spiders
down
creep
there.
up to like
They've come
220s.
down a lot.
Yeah.
Roof scoop cars
Oh, premium.
are fucking premium.
Roof scoop, and then mainly roof scoop, right?
Yeah.
Mine had the fender, the louvers,
Okay.
and then center seats.
How'd you like the center seats?
Great.
Really?
More
Do you
comfort.
daily that car?
No.
That's why you like the fucking center seats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
for real.
great for more comfortable than they look.
Really?
I think they're more comfortable.
tripping.
Just because they hug you or what?
But almost, I'm 6 foot, like 175, 180. I'm not like a big dude. I think like if I was any bigger, definitely like it's not comfortable for like bigger guys.
Super
You
restricting.
Bro, it takes me 10 minutes to
You
get
would
in
not
them,
like it.
and it takes me 10 minutes to get out of them.
Exactly.
It's fucked. I can't do it.
So, yeah, 600 LT was great. Carbon tub, super. You get so much like bang for your buck, performance-wise, handling-wise, speed-wise. You get the flames that come out the roof or the back of the car. You see it in your rear view mirror.
That's gotta be the best feature on that car. is
Amazing.
The exhaust being.
And
fucking
Oh, yeah.
McLaren,
It's
McLaren
sick.
will never do it again. They
No.
over-engineered it. They had to develop all this stuff. They had to put that middle piece on the wing so it wouldn't catch on fire and stuff. Like. But amazing, and it's easy because you just put downpipes on it and it just shoots straight out. There's no like,
Yeah.
there's no back section.
It's
It's
amazing.
fucking lit.
So, yeah, amazing car. And then went back to V10. So I've had three V10s. After that, I went to STO, Huracan STO.
Okay.
Amazing.
Which some
car.
people say is the best Huracan, but I low key.
I'd say that and the Performante are the best Huracan.
Performante. We're Performante sluts. I'm a huge Performante.
It's
slut.
like people who are SVJ.
Yeah.
SV is more limited, right?
Yes.
Her Perf is more limited than they'll make more STOs than Performantes.
Performante interior is just fucking
It's amazing.
sex.
All-wheel drive. It's more usable for the street. The Perf.
100%.
You know, you get a front trunk.
I'll speak up a little bit. Yeah. My bad. My tone is too quiet.
So
one sleeper thing about the Perf is that this is just me. Your Evo had touchscreen. Did you like that touchscreen?
terrible. It looked cool, but it's
It
terrible.
was fucking dog shit.
Terrible.
So that was like my biggest thing is like driving it and I'm looking down and I'm like, okay, what I need to turn the volume up, and I had to fucking click the volume to access the bar and then fucking move it around.
They should
and
have
then click it again.
Lambo. You should have left the knob at least.
Yeah, the
bro.
knob. It's bad.
That's the thing when you develop
the
a
volume
car
slider.
and then mid-generation you change something about the interior where a screen's not supposed to be. Yeah, it could work, but it's never going to be as good as when you design a car from the ground up and you're like, this is how the interior is going to look. This is how the exterior is going to look. This is how everything's. So the mid-cycle refresh, you're doing something to the interior when it originally wasn't supposed to be there. It's not going to be as good as buttons,
Bro, 100%. That's why the Perf is perfect. It's like the latest tech in that
I know.
generation with like the shit that's
One of
actually
the- yeah.
usable. It makes
But
sense.
it's all-wheel drive compared to rear wheel.
Yep.
A lot of people like rear-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And it has a faster time around the Nürburgring than STO. STO is just meant for the looks is cool.
Does it really? The Perf has a faster time than the Nürburgring?
Yeah, because the LA and the straights and stuff. Because that rear wing on the STO has so much downforce, it slows it down on straights.
That's true.
The STO is for more fun.
And looks. It definitely
And
looks badass.
Supposedly it's a rawer drive. It's a little bit.
It
more
is
raw.
raw.
that makes
It's
sense.
very raw.
Yeah.
An amazing driving car. In terms of driving experience, because there's a sense of rear drive, no front diff, you definitely have this feeling of like, not quite Ferrari steering, but like a lot of the car reviewers say it's like the closest thing you're gonna get on a Lambo to like Ferrari steering,
Yeah.
So, amazing car. After that, not so much a super SUV they call it, but Urus Performante.
How was it going from having a supercar, two-seat, mid-engine car for so long, and then
I miss the
moving into
supercar.
that.
I'm not like the Urus Perf is cool, but
yeah,
I think it's if someone doesn't really care for supercar and they just want a sportier SUV, which a lot of people do, and that's why Lamborghini made it. Perfect car because it handles like a car.
Mm-hmm.
It has steel springs instead of the instead of the traditional air ride on the normal Urus. Yeah.
don't worry about that.
Sorry, fuck the train.
Forget the train.
Yeah, forget it.
Yeah, I've heard it's super stiff.
The
Very
Perf
stiff.
is-
Very
Yeah,
stiff,
the
very
Perf.
bouncy.
Perf.
But interior is amazing because all Alcantara. So like the build quality when you're in there, the seats, the door, the doors, door cards, like the dash, everything's Alcantara. So it feels super premium. So your experience in that car feels really, really good when
Yeah.
you're in it. So
Less of like the silver plastic too.
yeah, and then
That's in a lot of the. You
then-
get into like a base Urus,
oh,
and it's kind of sad.
if you get a base Urus without because they had like 2 seating options with like the upgraded seats with like cooling, massaging and stuff, and then it has more bolstering and has like you can have the stitching, right? But if you get the base one with none of that, it's like a basic seat with just all leather. It's like an Audi seat.
Yeah.
So you're hopping. It's like a base Urus when they first came out. It feels very
And like
Not
the trim,
premium.
the silver trim on it doesn't feel premium, doesn't look
At all.
premium. You sit in the car
plasticky. Like
and you're looking at it, and yes, it looks plasticky. It was the first. I think like the first Urus I sat in was
Yeah.
very basic.
you're like what?
I was
this is-
really disappointed.
You're like I don't get it.
And then getting into a Perf,
Night and day.
completely different
Yep.
experience, 100%. Because like you said, all the Alcantara and it's like forged carbon everywhere, and you get like maybe the red handles and
The
hot.
first one, even before the Urus Perf, the generation before, they had the graphite and pearl capsule Uruses, which they're special edition ones before the Perf came out, and those had more Alcantara and like better interiors and like better
Nice.
options and seat coloring and stuff. So that was like you got in that, and that you definitely felt more premium too. So
You're
spec
just limited in what you could
spec
get.
is definitely like you know, with the 600 LT, the roof scoop, like these spec in cars. Not all cars that are the same are created equal. You know,
Fuck no.
you got to have the
Fuck
right
no.
seat, the right color combo, the right options, the right.
It's just annoying
everything.
that they would even do that. I
I
think that's
know.
what it is.
I
Like,
know.
your Lamborghini, because that's what ruined Maserati, or a big part of what ruined Maserati. Maserati was like this premium brand. They roll out the Ghibli at this affordable price. Hey, you can drive a Maserati, and then you go sit in like a base Ghibli with a cloth roof and plastic trim.
Well, your turn signal stocks and like the power window switches are from a Dodge Dart.
Yeah.
You know, literally they are.
So you're sitting there and you're like, this does not feel nice.
They're borrowing parts from Chrysler, and they have to because they're a small manufacturer, so they have to borrow parts where they can't manufacture their own. You know.
Yeah. So that's kind of what the base Urus makes me feel like.
Kinda,
Why
yeah.
did you just make this for rental car companies?
They
Yeah.
made it so they can milk the shit out of the market.
Yeah.
Because that car, there is no better selling car than the Urus. They're still, they sold out till fucking 2026.
I mean,
still.
Urus. The reason why we have the Revolto is the Urus. You know, and then before the Urus, the Gallardo is what saved Lamborghini. You know, Lamborghini's almost gone out of business so many times.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, once they got VW backing and they got the Gallardo, the entry-level supercar that was more dailyable, that had a lot of the Audi features and the creature comforts, more reliability, more sales started to come through, and then the Ventor came out, and obviously the Huracan and
Huracan was the
Urus.
bestseller.
And then the Urus.
And the Urus beat that.
Yep.
I just had a thought. Do you think, and this is totally off topic, you get back to your car journey in a second. You know how they discontinued the R8?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna make something that'll share platform with like the Temerario?
100%. Yep.
Temerario.
Yep.
I think
think
so.
so?
Yes.
They have to.
They'll come back with it.
You think so?
Yeah,
you think
yeah.
it'll be R8 similar? Or you think it's gonna be something completely different, just so that it can purposely share the same platform?
It'll be the same internals.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
V8 twin turbo hybrid, high revving, and then they'll have it the R10.
It'll be the same. It's too easy of an opportunity for them.
Yeah, it's a
And the
lot.
R8 sells so well. People love the R8.
I know.
So, yeah, they'll do it again. They'll do it again.
A thought just popped into my head because
They
they might
just-
as well.
What they do is they discontinue it just to sell what they have left,
Yep.
because they know if they announce that it's discontinued, people are going to go, oh, these are going to be worth more one day,
Yeah.
because they're not making them anymore. And then they buy them all up and they sell out, and then they let that cycle go, and they let the Temeraria come out, and then I'd say after a year after those get delivered, probably 6 months after they start getting delivered, we'll get like a
Announcement.
reveal,
Yeah.
and then
See
they'll
a
start
spy car maybe.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
they'll
is
start
that?
rolling out like a year to 18 months after the Temerario starts hitting the streets. That's my prediction.
I'm looking really excited for that fucking Temerario, dude.
So, new R8 is going to happen. They're not going to ditch the R8. Question is, are they going to call it the R10?
Or something. Yeah, something else.
So
Yeah.
then the R8 is a V10, and then the R10 is a V8.
I know, right? No, then
The R8 started as a
Yeah,
V8.
a V8. So maybe they'll keep it R8.
Are you what?
No, that was a good one.
This is just the things
That
I
was a
think
good one.
about.
Yeah, that was a good one. Your mind is just special as fuck. I love
So
it.
what were we on? STO? No. Urus Perf.
Yeah, SEO, then Urus
So what
Perf.
comes came after the Urus Perf?
And then Urus Perf. After Urus Perf, Revolto.
Vuelto.
Yeah.
You had like one of the first ones, no?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. The black one?
It was, yeah, it was one of the first ones, and there's a few others that got to the port or just got to Cali before, and I think a guy in San Diego got it before, and like maybe one other person.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the first ones. Crazy car, so much tech. But since it's the first iteration, first gen, and so much tech, a lot of like hiccups. So like
Yeah.
the first 2 weeks, it was like I was like in the shop and like checking this and doing this, and this fell off, so they had to like glue it back on, and like all these different things. Yeah.
Really?
But it comes with the territory with any new car, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
But in
There's
terms
always
of
the kinks.
yeah, always kinks, always something. In any new car, I feel like the first generation is gonna be, and then by the time like they get to like these, you know, S or SVJ, they're like perfected it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Which
So-
I think they'll get to that trim level. They'll get to multiple trim levels there, though.
Yeah, for sure. No, they're gonna for sure do an S, SV, SVJ. They'll do a Roadster, but that's gonna be like the new Aventador for the next
I forgot
10 years.
there's not even a
Roadster.
Roadster yet.
no
Think about that.
10 years. We're gonna see this car for 10 years.
Yeah,
probably
for
8
sure.
to 10 years.
Yeah, something like that.
Because
Easy.
Aventador was launched 2011, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
First year.
Debuting 2012 technically.
And
the
then
first models.
Ultimate last year was 24, 23.
I want to say 23.
Yeah, 23, right?
I don't think.
So that's a good 12 years.
The
So we'll
dumbest
see it for a good
inventor created.
decade.
Yeah, easy a good decade.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of shit to
A
come.
lot of Revoltos coming.
Let me ask you this question:
Yeah.
who do you have to be one of the first people to get a Revolto? Who the fuck are you?
I'm a nobody, but I think it's more so of like there's a lot
Who
of
did you know? How
there's
did
a
that
lot
happen?
of different there's a lot of different like I related to the watch world too. You can't just go into Rolex and go, oh, let me get this watch. They'll be like, I don't know who you are. You're not gonna buy it, right? But if you go there and maybe you make friends with the manager, or like maybe they have events. I don't know if Rolex has events, but like dealerships have events. If you bring people, I've referred a lot of people to the dealership that were buying cars somewhere else. They ended up buying cars there. I've probably sold them 4 cars over the few years. I've bought cars from them. I got the Huracan Evo, the STO, the Urus Perf. So it's all, everything together is one and a community, and then once you have that connection and you have someone that, because at the end of the day, if they want to give you the car or they don't, they're gonna decide. So like having them want to give you the car is the main thing. It's like being there and like being like providing value for the dealership, and value comes in a lot of different ways. Some people value is like, oh, this guy doesn't show up at all, but he's bought 20 cars. That's value, right?
Yeah.
I'm not that guy who bought 20 cars, but I was as involved as I could be. I advocate for the dealership. I would bring people around. People would buy Lambos there, non-Lambos there. I had a handful of my friends sell cars to them and they sold them, So I think the biggest thing is just providing value. But that's anything in life. It's like how to get anything is like just provide value first.
What dealership was this?
Ogara and Westlake. So there's Ogara Coach, Westlake,
Yeah.
San Diego, and Beverly Hills. Yeah.
And they just rule Southern California.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah.
They do.
I mean, they got Newport, you got Newport, but yeah, they got
Yeah.
3 dealerships. Yeah.
they're
Yeah, because
fucking-
it was Lamborghini North LA,
Yeah.
and then they sold.
Yep. It was Auto Gallery back in the day,
Yeah.
and then
Right off the 101.
Yep. And before that, it was down the street, across the street from Whole Foods on Ventura.
Perfect place.
Yeah. So that was before it moved.
There's a
to-
lot of Whole Foods on Ventura. So
Yeah.
which one are we talking here?
Oh, Woodland Hills.
matter, okay,
Woodland
yeah,
Hills.
yeah.
Woodland Hills.
Yeah. Drive down Ventura. There's like 87.
Woodland Hills and
Whole Foods.
Woodland Hills and Canoga. It was right there. That
that's
Whole Foods.
Oh, okay. Yep.
That was
Very familiar.
Lamborghini North LA. And it's funny, my
Very
first
familiar.
time sitting in a Huracan and starting it was this guy. I walked in. I was I couldn't afford the Huracan at the time, but I was just like, I just wanted to see it. He's just like, hey,
You're manifesting, baby.
yeah, he's
Sure.
like,
Check it out.
he's like, here's the key, start it up, rev it. He was so cool. I don't, I'm sorry, but I don't remember his name. He was so nice. He was like, so
The
it just gave me,
salesman?
yeah, sales guy. And it's funny, I sat and it was a red Huracan, and my first Huracan was red. So it was nuts. I was like, I didn't realize that till I got the Huracan, and then I was scrolling through some old videos or photos. I'm like, damn, the first one I started up was a red one.
That's the way the universe works, though, baby. That's how it is.
It is.
It
It's
is.
all
You
energy,
attract
law of
it.
attraction.
Yes, bro.
It's
that's it.
all what you give and what comes around, So everything's energy.
You and I believe in the same principles.
Yep.
Yeah. I was thinking about something today. This might be just totally out of left field, but I would texted him about it. I want to know what you think is like the ultimate daily. Fun daily. The ultimate fun daily. You're like, I'm going to have the most maximum fun in a daily driver.
That's a hard question because like I daily at an R8. There's people who all daily GT3 RS.
Right, but this is for you.
for me, for myself.
Yeah.
Damn.
Right now. Like
Right now.
You,
So obviously
this Kevin.
there's still
right
things
now.
you got to do. You got to go. I mean, you got to go to the grocery store. You got to do whatever you got to do. Go to the gym.
The question is like, do I
So-
want back seats? Do I want back seats? Do I not want back seats?
You could say GT3 RS, but then you got to go to Ralph's,
Yeah.
right? So what are you doing? I mean, you could do it, but
Damn.
that would definitely mess some things up.
Damn. It's just so hard. Definitely has to be something like high horsepower fun, because we're talking about fun.
Exactly. It's got to be fun.
And it has to be like impractical but practical at the same time.
You want to hear my answer?
Yeah, let me hear yours
So
first.
while you give you some time
Yeah.
to think about it, maybe this will get you going.
Yeah.
The Huracan STO.
Okay. Yeah. I see
So-
what you mean. Yeah.
You still got the V10, the craziness.
Yeah.
You got the little bit of extra comfort of the raised suspension.
Yeah.
Take any pothole in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Put like a roof box on the roof rack. Throw
Okay.
your groceries up there. Throw your weekend trip stuff up there.
Okay.
Whatever you need.
Okay.
That car would be so fun. Supercharge it.
Yeah, that'd be nasty. That'd be
Yeah.
nasty.
That's actually a good
What
one.
can't you use that for? You can drive that out to Joshua Tree and camp on the side of the road.
The thing is, it's not. You could daily that car easily, because
Exact-
but
you could.
the front trunk isn't that great. You don't have that much room. I get it though. I get the raised suspension.
The
It
roof
is-
box.
Yeah, the roof. Okay, you got the roof box.
Put
Okay.
a roof box.
He
Okay.
spec this for a daily driver.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
spec it for a fucking daily driver.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, that's a
You throw a
honest-
box on the rack on the roof. Boom, you got storage.
honestly, that's a good one. And we're talking about cars or SUVs too.
Anything.
Anything. If it's again, if
For
it's
me,
your, if
it's not
your
an
life.
SUV.
Okay.
Never.
Yeah.
There's like if I got the choice to drive something else,
Yeah.
unless I need to drive more than me and somebody else,
Yeah.
it's not going to be an SUV. Just
He likes
personally.
he likes tight, small, shifty cars.
Hmm.
That's his. I'm the opposite. I like calm, bigger,
Yeah.
comfortable cars.
Like I know what he would say, which is just a super basic answer.
What, G63?
What would I say?
He just met you and he knows.
Yeah, it's a G63.
That's the car you have.
Yeah, it's the fucking perfect daily. I don't give
It's a
fuck
great-
what
it's a
anybody
great
says.
daily.
It's the greatest car that has ever been built. on
It's a
planet
great
Earth.
it's a great daily, but I would rather drive a Huracan STO around every day.
You know what's really cool? I'm gonna answer the question after. I'm just putting it off because my brain's going a million miles an hour to all these different cars. I'm like, do I do Parasangue and then lower it and then do this wheel straight pipe it, or do I do a car like turbo? Wait, that's too generic of an answer. But what if I like upgrade the turbos and do it? I'm like, so I have it, but the G-Wagon. Have you seen the lowered Brabus Rocket one? That's like lowered and like I think has stiffer suspension, has 900 horsepower, and has the F1 steering wheel.
Bro, bad as a motherfucker.
That thing is pretty badass. Obviously, it defeats. You're not gonna off road with it, but it's like the G-Wagon look, but it's like slammed.
Bro, it's like for the streets here in LA.
It's for the streets.
for the streets.
And
It's a
then
daily.
because you can't get into a lot
on
of
the streets.
all G63 owners, you guys know, you can't go into some structures.
You gotta double check.
But
All of a
with the
sudden you look-
Brabus one that's lowered, you could.
What's the clearance on that fucking thing? It's gotta be what, like a couple, like 3-4 inches shorter.
It's probably at least this. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you're good.
You're
Honestly,
chilling. You're
It's
chilling.
slammed. It's slammed.
It's fucking slammed. to the
that's
ground.
pretty
So
dope.
that's the one?
Mm,
Or that's just a cool car?
that's a cool
It
car.
was an honorable mention.
Yeah, damn, dude, this is.
Jeez. Here's the thing. He said G63, so you can't get any more basic.
Yeah, true.
I didn't even modify it. Like I didn't change. I didn't change.
You
a
just
goddamn-
said G63.
I didn't change a goddamn
G63
thing about it.
designo interior.
Just give me
all I
basic
need.
spec.
That's
I'll
all he
take that
needs.
shit. I don't care. I'm
I don't know. I think.
Even the Parasangue, I would rather have the GTC4 Lusso.
Dude, you're crazy for that. Oh my god.
I think I'd take the Parasangue.
over the Pro Sangue.
Yeah, dude.
I'll
You're
take it.
lower, you're flatter.
Yeah, but like you have other because it's your daily driver. You have sports cars and stuff too, right? Or is this the only car you have?
I mean, you know, for
That's
the sake,
an important question.
That is an important question.
for the sake of the
question.
question, this is pretty much what you have.
yeah,
This is the only car.
the only car. Like how you been
Yeah.
doing it?
We'll go with that.
You've been moving from whip to
Only
whip to
car.
whip to whip.
I've had so after the R8, I had a daily driver, so I had like an Audi at the time. For, I was putting miles on, and now I have a Range Rover and stuff. But before that, it was just one car. But if it's just one car, damn.
Okay, maybe, you know, you can have like a utility vehicle. But I'm not going to say you can have a daily and then you've got a, 720 off to the side to enjoy when you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you can have like a RAV4.
Honestly, dude,
when you need it.
I'm gonna say like, if it's my only
Hyundai
car,
Palisade.
I'm gonna do. I want to say R8, but I've had one. If
Yeah.
I want to, like R8's a great choice.
Mm-hmm.
Even with I had lowered it, it still had like the mag ride. It's still really comfortable, and it's way more like comfortable and refined than a Huracan installation. The sound system's better. Everything just is like so comfortable in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I could daily drive an R8. I did daily drive an R8, so I would do it again, or I would just do like a fully built out Turbo S.
I was afraid you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
That's why I
What's
was scared you were
fully
gonna-
built out mean?
Well, as much as I want for a daily, so I wouldn't like change like I would just keep the motor and do full bolt-ons and maybe upgrade turbos.
Like, would you put a kit on it?
Yeah, just casual.
Little
Turbo.
tech car kit?
Casual. I don't know about tech car kit, but definitely like lowered on some nice wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah. HRE 501s or maybe BBSs or something.
Keep it classy.
Yeah, and just rip it, and because you could daily that. There's back seats. The front trunk is great. Turbo, so you have torque for like city driving. You know, that's the thing. I feel like you're driving like a GT3 daily. It is fun, but like you need to get higher in the RPMs to like feel the power. When you have turbos, you can just kind of like be in the wrong gear and still have fun. You know.
Yeah.
Turbo S is really like the one it's like the right. It's
But you
like
have
the
to
right
mod it.
answer. Yeah, you have.
You have to get
Yeah.
some exhaust. You got to get some pops going. You know,
Or else it sounds,
like a vacuum cleaner.
I'd say more like a lawnmower.
I love more.
Yeah, because you
But
I
like an electric lawnmower.
Yeah.
Not one of the ones that you ride
Oh.
on, like one of the ones you push.
I just
Yeah.
realized you in your car journey you never had a Porsche.
Never. So that's
What's your stance on
Which
it?
is
What's your
crazy
I
from
love
going
Porsche.
from Subi to BMW. The natural progression from there
yeah.
would be Porsche. But you
I went to
strayed
R8.
you strayed right hard to Jaguar.
Yeah, and then R8. Yeah.
That set you down a whole other path.
Yeah, it did.
way other
The
path.
Jaguar like took you and we're going fucking left. and
I
we're
know.
going-
So now I
we're
got to
going
go the
left.
other way, and I have all my Porsche homies. That
In
are
some other universe, Kevin got a 911
like, I know. And
after the
Three-
BMW, the 330.
and I never went back.
Never.
Yeah.
I just went 911S and then GT3, GT3 RS, GT2 RS.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
Porsche is definitely in the future, and I've driven plenty of Porsches, stock and modded.
Why is it in the future?
I mean, anything from tomorrow on is future. So like, I don't have one yet.
But
so.
you have a desire to get one?
100%. Yeah, GT3, GT3 RS. Yeah.
I respect that.
I think I've
Do
this.
you?
I mean, it's fair. He's we're warming up to him, so I'm respect.
I
that,
just,
man.
they're one of the best built cars, and I'm like, I love things that are like well built, like from like the lever to like the shift knob to like the volume knob to like how the Alcantara sits and it doesn't rattle and like all these different things. Porsche is one of the best driving cars in my opinion in terms of just driving enjoyment. But when you take in like all these other factors and like, you know, the flex and like the supercar presence, and this doesn't have it, you know, compared to a lot of these other cars. You know, you get a GT3, you can get a 720 for the same amount, and you get way more car for what you're getting. But in terms of just pure driving, I haven't had a Porsche yet, and I feel like that's something that I definitely want to experience.
Bro
Talk-
say he likes build quality, but yeah, he's had fucking the most dog shit build quality cars.
We'll talk about no car is the same.
Yeah.
The 911 is a perfect example of that.
Oh,
you
yeah.
You get like a base 911 with no options.
And you get the craziest 3RS.
Again, you get a bunch of plastic.
Yeah.
You get a very not soft feeling leather seats.
Yep.
Like very, I don't know, like on par with an Audi A5 is the interior of a base 911. That's what I'd say.
I don't know if it's that. I don't know.
It's that bad.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd agree with that.
It's
pretty fucking bad, bro.
It's that bad.
It's pretty bad.
I wouldn't say A4, but yeah, definitely there's the
you
huge
get a no option 911.
There's a
I'm telling you,
huge contrast
you're
for
on
sure.
par with a just mid-level Audi.
But they have so many trim levels, you know. It's
Oh, I got a million.
I think the 911. I saw a video or read an article somewhere a while back, in terms of like just that SKU. 911 is the most profitable car, because of how many variants they have.
Mm-hmm.
They have an S, a 4S, a 4.
Before the even S.
Yeah,
The Carrera
correct. Yeah,
and the S.
yeah, and then the 4. You can get a non S4 and then a non 4S, GTS, GT4S, and then you can get all those in coupe, Targa, and cab. And then you have obviously
T.
turbo, ST, you know, whatever the
GTS.
turbo,
Turbo,
50th
Turbo
edition, ST, the 911 ST, GT3 Touring, GT3 RS.
That's disgusting.
So obviously they have so many different variants in the 911 of that same chassis that they can.
Then they'll go, all right, this one is the special edition.
Yeah.
It only comes in a manual.
Yeah.
And we dropped 60 kilos of weight.
Yeah, I
Not even
know.
kilos, 60 pounds.
And everyone,
of
"Oh, I
weight,
love
30
it."
kilos.
It's the best ever.
And
Take my fucking money.
Yeah.
it's going to be 200 grand.
Yeah.
And boom, all of them gone.
Yep.
It's like the easiest. It's like taking candy from a baby.
Yeah, the Porsche
911.
the Porsche community definitely, like if you're a Porsche guy, I feel like Ferrari guys are similar, but like if you're like a Porsche guy, you're like you're in it, you know?
Yeah.
Problem
Porsche
is
is just
this-
like, let me give you an edition badge and a manual shifter.
Yeah.
Boom, sold out.
Yep.
Problem is the spectrum is too wide for Porsche owners. Like, it's not like Ferrari guys, Lambo guys, McLaren guys. Like, you have somebody who has a Carrera.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That guy is completely different than GT3 RS guy.
Completely different.
GT3 guy, Turbo S guy. They're all different. So that's one of my like hiccups with Porsche is the spectrum of buyer for those
Yeah.
cars and like what they think they're getting. Like the Carrera guy who's getting a Carrera thinks he's getting a supercar. He's getting a whip that's just like, this is everything to me.
Yeah.
When in reality,
Because
he
every model competes with completely different cars.
it does.
Like someone's
They
going to
do.
cross shop a Turbo S with a 488
Yeah.
or a Huracan or something like that.
Yeah.
No one's cross shopping a Carrera with a Huracan.
No,
Cross
no.
shopping a
Or
Carrera
not even
with
a
a
570.
with a Corvette.
Bro, 'cause isn't that the same
Or
price?
maybe an R8.
Carrera at a 570 right now? Like brand new Carrera
Yeah. and
versus 570.
for sure, yeah.
That's
570
the same price point.
570s are like used what, like 140,
They're down to like
120?
130 now.
120,
Yeah.
yeah, 130.
For the floor.
Floor
Floor's like
130.
125
Yeah.
on the 570.
A lot of car for 120.
Good one, you're like 140.
Wow.
And there's probably the average Carrera sticker price is going to be over 140. So,
Yep.
That's disgusting, bro.
for sure. And you're not getting any discounts on a 911. So,
You gotta really love it.
I know. And then people always try to, we have these conversations and people try to hate on like, you can't compare a new car with a used car. But
I mean, it's free market. You can buy whatever
Right.
you want at whatever time.
if my budget is this,
Yeah, it's your budget.
and there's new cars for that price and there's used cars for
Yeah.
that price, how can you not compare them?
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
What's your take on Corvette? I have to ask.
New, old, everything.
What's your take on it as a brand? And the new and the old.
I've never owned one. I've driven them. I think they're a lot of car for the money. One of the best Corvettes, C606 for the money. Drove my friends back in the day, and I was just he had at the time it was fully headered, cammed, NA still, and it just
But that's
ripped.
that's still fucking.
It
With
ripped.
those two alone, that's a lot.
It was fast.
Mm-hmm.
It was plenty of power. Gripped great, handled great, and I mean you can get a clean Z06 now for a C6 for what?
C6,
I have no clue,
bro.
to be honest.
Mid 30s maybe, 40
Yeah, I think 40, like a 40, something
40
like
for
that.
a good one?
Yeah.
for a clean one. A C6, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the C706.
You get an F-Type R for that price, too.
you can.
What do you think about that? F-Type R, 45 grand. Is that a good buy? Today's world? 40 grand?
Minus the maintenance, yeah.
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 What was the maintenance like? Ass.
I mean, it was new for me, so it's fine. Everything's under warranty. What I mean by maintenance is like if it's under warranty or out of warranty, you know?
Ass.
Yeah.
British cars, obviously not notorious for having great reliability, but
If you're a little bit handy,
yeah.
that can help.
Yeah. But I think for the money, you get a supercharged 500 horsepower plus car. It's a great car.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful car.
but you
Great
get-
sounding car.
You get more performance out of the Z06, the C6 if you want that route. I mean, yeah, C7 too. They're not much more, right? You can get one for what?
C706 is
60, 70,
Yeah.
60?
Right
80.
about there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not
depending-
getting one for 60.
I don't think that low.
No?
Higher mileage, but like type of mileage you don't want to.
So
take.
bottom is 60.
Higher mileage is
Yeah.
still 70, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
70 is a safe bet. You can get one for 70. That's a solid car.
You can get
That's
one
a
for 70.
fucking Solid
You
car.
get one that's not crazy miles and is not like a 1LZ.
Yeah.
You're looking at closer to 80.
Would you take a C7 or C7 Z06 or C8?
Base?
Yeah, base.
C7 Z06.
Yeah.
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 Every day.
Yeah, easily.
That car's badass.
Oh, it's.
I drove one of those two stock, and I was like, damn, this car's it was loud, it
Car's
was
amazing.
fast,
For the money.
it gripped like great.
You know what's crazy? What's
Must have
better
some
than
good
both
tires
of
on.
those?
What?
C601.
See, I don't know. I'm probably taking the C7.
No, that
Z06.
car's badass too.
That car fucks. Hard.
And it had the clear hood.
yes.
with the-
that
you can see the
You
blower.
can see the blower exactly.
Yeah.
That's a fucking.
Amazing.
I'm
that
taking
car.
the C7. Z06.
Yeah?
Or the 01. Yeah.
I'll probably take the 01.
It's fine. I'll let you stand on that opinion.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You're wrong, but it's fine. I'll let you stand on
Sure.
that opinion.
Sure. What would you take? Which one?
I think I would take. Damn, I think I would take the C601.
Really?
Yeah. More raw.
But I'm telling you,
Yeah.
that car's special, dog. That car.
But what about the
fucking
new
special.
01 that's coming out?
Now we're talking about good shit, Kevin. Now we're talking about
What
good
the
shit.
new
See,
one? 1,000 what? 1,000
that was like 70 horsepower. or something
Yeah.
like that.
1,000 something. It's
rear,
a lot.
rear drive.
Disgusting. He hates Corvette. So in case you can't tell the stigma, he hates talking about it. He hates everything. I fucking love it.
MSRP is what, 175, 180?
Yeah, I think they just came out. It was like 174, blah blah blah, for the fucking MSRP. And
I'm
then
definitely not a Corvette hater. I don't know what he's talking about. The C7 Z06 is like the best bang for your buck. So
that new ZR1 is gonna destroy.
So it's just twin
car
turbo.
market.
It's the Z06 motor twin turboed, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's not even the final variant.
I know they have the Zora, right?
The Zora's gonna
with
be
the E-Ray motor, and
that
it's
shit's gonna be
like
disgusting. But that thing's gonna push like 1,300 horsepower.
all-wheel drive, probably, right?
yeah, it's got to be.
And it's gonna be just.
It's gotta
But Corvette, they have to do this
Because the E-Ray's always
because all these
so.
like your Revolta 1000, SF 90,000,
Bro,
they're
100%.
the like they're always like, all right, we're like the American car company that like we're gonna be the quote unquote like supercar like competitor or killer, right?
Mhm.
You have to come out with more horsepower, you know?
You have to.
But think about what they're packing.
Because you
into
can't just be
170.
The brand.
You can't be knocking on the door
No, you can't.
if you're gonna do it.
No, you can't.
It's kind of like look at the C7 Z06 compared to, I guess, what would it be, the 488 at that point, huh?
Yeah, the 488 was just starting out. Well, no, because those were in 2015 too. They had C7 Z06 2015, so that's 458. Those cars were coming out when 458s was like they
Going
were the
out.
pinnacle. When
Yeah.
Huracan and 458 was the pinnacle.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
take that. You got 458,
Yeah,
Huracan,
but
and a
458 was
C7
out the
Z06.
door when that car came out. So really, you're looking
Ford
at
16 was the first year, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 488 16. Yeah, so that's a 660 horsepower Ferrari, 650. But the problem is with the Corvette is the torque. It out torques everything.
Crazy.
It's 650 torque. That's why that car fucks so hard. Is because of the torque. But that's like it'll shit on a 488.
And stock, like the noise it makes stock.
Yeah,
Bro,
it
it's just
sounds
like
amazing.
it sounds amazing.
C601's walk of Ventadors. You know how wild that is?
It's crazy.
It's disgusting.
I got to
bro.
see it.
I'll pull a YouTube video after this. It literally
Talking
walks
stock
it.
for stock?
Stock for stock. It walks it. Not walks it, but it's like they're here, and then like at
It
150,
crawls it.
160, it'll start crawling on it. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Well, I'll show him after. I'll put him on game. I'll put him on game.
Well, I mean,
Kevin knows.
my ability to crawl on a Ventador at 160, 170 is super important in my car buying.
Bro, it's just the fact that it can. It's the
like-
fact.
What do you
Number
want out of a
one factor.
supercar? I want to crawl an Inventor at 160. That's
Bro,
that's
as
the only
long
thing I
as-
want to do.
As long as I can crawl on a Ventador at 160, 170, I'm sold.
Bro, it's keeping there though. Like, think about that.
Yeah.
It's here with a fucking Aventador, and at that time, the C601 was $80,000, and the Aventador was still $500,000. Whatever. Well, fuck me. Whatever. It's fine. I think it's crazy, but we'll talk about whatever. We can go segue into a different topic.
Yeah, they're different cars for
Whatever.
different things.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So the Corvette's still great. I don't know. I mean, the new ZR1's gonna be crazy
Crazy.
because now it's actually mid-engine,
Mm-hmm.
set up the same way,
Mm-hmm.
all that power
Mm-hmm.
for 175.
Crazy.
So you're looking at a $175,000 sticker
Mm-hmm.
is directly comparable to cars that are 600,000, 800,000.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Let's get into
Not
this.
like kind of comparable, not like it'll walk it, but it's front engine and the whole dynamics are a lot different.
It's straight up, yeah.
And the build quality is definitely different. Now it's like they got it dialed, it looks good.
Well, and they have the high revving. Before it's like, oh, it's like the older motor revved to what, like 60.
6,800
Yeah,
or
not a
something
lot.
on that thing.
Now it's like flat plane, high revving. It's like
Under 200 grand, direct competitor to 600,000, 700,000, 800,000.
crazy.
So it's interesting. I don't think he thinks it's going to break the market. I don't think it's going to break the market because I think if someone has Revuelto money, they're still going to rather have a Revuelto than
For sure.
a ZR1.
For sure.
They might have both if they really want it.
What I mean by break the market is it's gonna take like someone who's okay. Let's take me for example. I'm a prime suspect of this. That's a 380, $400,000 car.
Yeah.
This is kind of where I'm at. Do you buy something else in the same 300 range, or do you go get a ZR1 at 170, 200 grand, and just fucking destroy everything up until 700,000, 800,000?
Just depends on what you want.
But that's what I mean by break the market. It's gonna take a lot of the guys that are in the 200s.
Do you realize?
They're gonna pick ZR1.
It's like, damn, I'm gonna get like double the performance.
So like, are you gonna
And-
get a Huracan? Or you're gonna get a new ZR1.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
you
you're
want
not.
to you want to see me make him angry?
Let's see.
You're just becoming the Corvette version of the Porsche guy.
That's fair.
That's all it is.
You gotta get your lawn.
Why would I get this when this is such a better car?
You gotta get your lawn chair and your New Balances and break out on a
I got those at the- I got those at the
supercar
crib,
Sunday.
I got those at the crib.
And you gotta get like the build sheet and leave it on your hood. And be like, this is everything I expect from the factory.
That's
My-
exactly what the Turbo S people are gonna say.
That's fair.
So
The new Turbo S. It's gonna be hybrid.
Is it really?
Supposedly, yeah. The 992.2.
992.2.
Yep.
I wonder what the specs are going to
Because
look
the
like
new
on that shit then.
GTS is
Yeah.
hybrid. It has 500 plus horsepower, and it's already like as quick as the old. It's like close. Wait, I forgot. It's close to as quick as the old 992 turbo non-S. So now,
Okay.
since the GTS is coming out with the new technology, they're gonna. This is the rumors, but it's supposed to the next .2 turbo S is gonna have more horsepower and then the electric motor. So it'll on paper probably be like 700, 710, 720 horsepower, but that's Porsche horsepower and it'll be more.
Yeah.
And it's already like a 992 turbo S stock like launch control is amazing. It's fucking it'll beat most cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
So efficient. But now with the electric motor, it's gonna be like a whole
It's gonna be
nother-
disgusting.
crazy.
What I'm excited for is the GT2 RS. That I'm actually, as a Porsche fanatic, Porsche hater, I'm actually really am excited to see
Yeah.
that car.
Same.
I think that car is gonna fuck hard.
It's gonna be dope.
Because
Is
if
that-
it looks like the GT3 RS and then spools up like crazy and makes blow off noises,
Crazy.
It's gonna be disgusting. That's gonna mean that's the next car that's gonna have to come out for the Porsche lineup. No,
Yeah,
it's like what's coming.
it's definitely coming.
it's coming as some.
Do you think they're building a?
I love people that are like, you think they're going to make it? Yes, they're going to make it. Are you kidding me? Porsche's in the business of making money.
Yeah.
That is a way to make lots of money. They're going to sell for 600 grand.
You think they're gonna come out with some Holy Trinity S car?
I don't know. I don't know that that's even their focus right
For
now.
Porsche?
Yeah, because right now they're sitting on the sideline in that realm. Of
Because they rolled out that Mission E.
Yeah, yeah,
Or no, that was the Mission whatever.
yeah,
And the electric market, no outlook.
yeah.
So Rimac, no cars. Sold no cars. No one wants an electric hypercar. So of course who knows how much money they spent on it so far, but they're scrapping that. No one's gonna buy it. So now they're at the drawing board at zero, So if something happens, it's time. It's gonna be time between now and then, because that was recent.
Yeah, that was.
Or they just shelve it and go, when the market gets there, we break it back out. But
You taking the W1 or the Ferrari? What's
Come
the new
on.
one called?
The fucking Lego.
The Lego.
I'm taking the W1.
Did you say all day same?
We're both taking. You want the real answer to that question?
What? Taking P1?
No, taking the Valhalla,
Valhalla.
the new.
Oh,
one.
the
Aston
Aston
Martin,
Aston.
That's the car.
car's
bro.
beautiful.
That's the car. That's gonna be the car coming.
Crazy.
That's gonna be the car.
What motor's in that again? Is
It's a flat plane crank, and it's twin turboed.
Aston built it or Cosworth?
I don't know who
That's a
built
good
it.
question. It might be Cosworth because aren't most of those motors Cosworth built?
No,
most of them are
I know
AMG.
like the I think the Vulcan.
the newer ones.
Was it the Vulcan? I don't know. One of the Astons I was watching a video back in the day is something like with Cosworth, but
It was either
Regardless.
the Vulcan or
the Vulcan's crazy. That car is
that car
amazing.
is crazy.
Amazing.
That's one of those cars. Here's one of Aston's mistakes, is they make these insane cars, and price them really high, but they don't make enough of them, so they're super. They have to keep it super limited to sell them,
Mm-hmm.
because there's not that many people willing to spend $2 million on an Aston Martin. But then all of those cars go straight to just deep vault collections, and you never see them.
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time you saw a Vulcan on Instagram?
I've never seen a Vulcan in person.
I don't think I've ever
No one's
seen one
driving
either.
those cars.
Ever.
No one's taking
Never.
pictures of those
Well, it's
cars.
also
They're
they're
just
not.
stowed
Most
away.
of them are not. They're not street legal.
Yeah, I
They're
think
race cars. They're race
I
cars.
think
I think a few might gotten like homologated and like for street use, but maybe only in the UK.
but the 177 kind of suffers from that. 77 cars, so they're super rare. They barely ever come for sale. People that own them, they're usually just deep in garages and collections, and there's like a couple of them that get driven.
Yeah.
So you never see them online, but it's one of the most beautiful designs ever created. And it
Aston
was-
has great design.
Yeah.
They make beautiful cars.
So, and that was a million plus car.
Yeah.
And it probably still is when they sell. They just so rarely come up for sale. But
Yeah.
there was only 77. But it's never in anyone's mind because there's only 77.
Yeah.
So,
I think Aston's a brand that's starting to do it. They're headed in the right direction. I think ahead of everybody else. I think Lambo's already in the right direction.
Yeah.
I think Ferrari's in the complete opposite direction. I think McLaren's finding its way in the right direction, but I think Aston Martin's like the only brand that's besides Lambo is like they know what they're doing. I think they're doing the right thing, and now they're like, all right, now let's push it in this direction.
Yeah.
Because Valhalla's gonna be fucking crazy. The new Vantage is crazy.
yeah.
I'm excited for all
They
that shit.
need that flagship to sell everything else, I think. Because they're doing such a great job with the cars now. Like
Mhm.
DB12, new Vantage, beautiful cars.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the new Vanquish? Those have kind of been.
Have I?
They started hitting the market, so
I don't think I have.
They've been
Can I pull it up?
they've been
Yeah, pull it up.
swirling. Yeah.
The new Vanquish. I don't think I've seen that, dude.
There's the new Vanquish, and it's expensive. They stick her out at like $550,
Vanquish.
which is crazy.
Speaking of Aston, have you guys heard back? Well, I forgot what code it's called because I don't know much about Astons, but it was when the motors were NA still. The old Vantage before the new one came out with the AMG motor.
That's what I have.
You have Vantage? Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
This is the Vanquish.
It's sort of I think the rear's right.
but I heard one. Oh, I've seen that.
here.
Yeah,
The rear's kind of wet on this.
Yeah.
definitely
Sounds
very forward thinking. Like they're,
So that right there is like the Ferrari 12 cylindry.
Yeah, yeah.
Why do they gotta name things in
Yeah.
Italian? Because they're Italian. But why do they gotta pick hard words? So that car, I would say, is direct competitor.
Yeah.
Because look at the 12 cylindry is a GT car. It's a big GT
Wait,
car.
this is a direct competitor of the 12 cylinder?
Yes.
Okay.
$550,000.
I think one of the
V12.
Top Gear or
This is
someone
what this
did.
is fucking going for?
Yeah, 550, and it's a V12. Sorry,
Top Gear, they did I think a head-on-head review or that or some other car. I think.
what were you saying about the
Oh yeah,
NA
yeah.
Vantage?
The V12S back then.
Oh,
I
yes.
heard one with headers.
Disgusting.
One of the best sounding cars,
Really?
dude. Amazing.
I
And
want
it's
that
so
car.
no one really does that, and those are so rare. So when you do hear it, it's the most unique sounding obviously not like V12 like Lambo or like Ferrari high pitch, but like a little bit lower, but still higher than a V8.
You
like
can make
this.
them high pitch though.
You can make them high pitch.
Bro, that's happening a lot now. A lot of those older cars that during the time that exhaust technology wasn't there and people weren't modifying cars like they are
Yeah.
now. Now people are buying them up and they're making the exhaust crazy for them.
What do you mean the technology? It's straight pipes.
No, I'm talking about just for example,
Remove-
Austin from Valvetronic,
Yeah.
that 599 exhaust he built.
Yeah.
That's not that's a special type of dynamic they have with that fucking car. That makes
Yeah.
it sound like that. The pitch, the whole nine.
That car's
it
sick,
takes
too.
it to they could be more curated with the direction they want to go with the sound and everything else between. Back in the day, it was fucking
Yeah.
straight pipes. Now it's they could be a little bit more specific with the material they use, the thickness of the wall, everything else in between.
The V12 Vantage S is awesome. I've
And
got a
modifying
V8
the cars.
Vantage, and I want the V12,
You have the automatic or the manual?
the automatic,
Okay.
single clutch,
Yeah.
kicks like an Aventador,
Yeah.
but it doesn't
What year is it?
go as hard.
Yours?
2014.
Oh, okay. So you have a updated because they,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
started in
06. Yeah, so mine's the Gen 2. It's the backside, the 7-speed, S-tronic, Sport Shift 2.
So definitely big difference from 06, 07, 08 to a 14.
Yes,
Okay.
especially the interior layout. Everyone talks about how dated the interior is. It's really not bad. It's got buttons, which is abnormal now.
I love the dials, the analog dials.
The analog dial,
God,
the
beautiful.
buttons are glass. It looks nice.
For your
looks really
key,
nice.
your
The key.
start sequence.
People
you know
love
how
the start
sick the fucking start sequence is on your car?
People love that.
That's my favorite.
But you can't put a
feature.
keychain on the key.
It's my favorite.
it's gotta go in the
Have you
thing.
seen the start sequence on this car?
Yeah, you put in the thing. And
That shit's
yeah,
fucking clean,
it's
dude.
dope.
That's clean.
The screen only pops up when you're reversing. So then when you're actually driving, there's no screen, which
Okay.
is so it's got a clean look. I don't know.
That's
That's
cool.
all. But the V12S, I think those go for 80 grand right now. 85 grand right
You're
now.
giving him ideas.
I know that's cool.
Well, you're not going to lose money on that car.
Straight pipe and put some
You're good.
BBSs on it.
You're good.
You know?
Lower it a little bit.
Yeah.
You're
Damn.
the only way you're losing money is if you have some expensive repairs
That's
to
the
do.
thing, and you might.
You might.
More than likely will.
You might.
Well,
You
is there a common problem with that car? Do we know? Is there a thing that on those cars specifically? These are the transmissions and the pulleys.
Engines are pretty reliable on those cars, especially the V8. I don't know as much about the V12 because I've researched the V8 a lot. My V8 is pretty much a Ford motor, and
Yeah.
they're super reliable.
But what about
The transmission is where they have issues.
that's what it is. I'm saying.
Any single clutch
It's a lot of wear and
is
tear.
good for 30,000 miles.
Yeah.
So
You
get
got
a
to be
higher
on top of
mileage
your
one.
maintenance with that,
Yeah.
right?
And then the electrical stuff, which, it's kind of one of those things. You probably won't have any issues, but if you do,
Have you?
you're in trouble. Have I?
Yeah.
Nothing that I couldn't fix.
And how long have you had the car?
6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, not that long.
It's a great car, dude.
It's cool, but the V12 I want one because you're hardly gonna lose any money on that car.
It sounds crazy.
85
too.
grand sounds amazing. Limited car. They're so beautiful.
I remember my buddy Mike, when I first met him, he had one, and I didn't know what the car was, and I didn't know it was a V12. I'm like, why does it sound so good? And I looked at the badge, I'm like, oh, it's a V12. And this was 2015, 2016. So you got it like when it was new.
Yeah, right when they were coming out.
I don't know if you guys know, it's the Bro Science guy, Bro Science Mike guy, Mike Tornabene. But yeah, he's a car guy too. Yeah, he was.
Wait, the guy with like the spotted tats?
Yeah, tattoo.
Yeah,
Bro Science guy.
Yeah, that's
Dom
fucking
Mazzetti.
awesome. Yeah,
that's
that's
his
fucking
character.
awesome.
Yeah, but Mike's a super into cars too. He has an R8 right now, supercharged, Gen 1, super raw, straight pipe, like loud, slam coilovers, big wing. He loves that car.
He lives out here.
He lives in
West side,
LA.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe he wants to come on.
Yeah. So.
You know what we're talking about?
No.
No, he has funny gym content.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
OG.
okay.
OG.
That's
OG.
why,
Like,
that's
like
why.
Bradley Martin in like the OG days.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like he was like that part of that crew. Something
Yeah.
Like that.
I don't know the gym scene that like that. He's deep in the gym scene, so I'm not really that big in the gym scene.
It's okay. You're in the car scene.
My
then.
whole feed is cars. That's all it is. That's all it's ever been.
So, yeah, a lot of maybe V12S in the future.
Yeah, it's a sweet car. It's a good second car to have it when you want it. You know what I mean?
You mean second car or second supercar?
Second supercar.
Yeah, I feel you.
Is it a supercar?
No, it's a sports car.
Are we?
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
we
It's a sport.
considering
It's
that
not a supercar.
I'd say it's a sports car.
Because if we're not going to consider the R8 a supercar, there's no way in hell we consider that thing a
Yeah,
supercar.
R8's tough. It's like
What do you think? Is it on the border, or you think it's there?
R8's a supercar. Come
I
on.
think it's there. It's a rear engine. It's a V10. It's
Yeah.
I know.
dual clutch.
Don't look at me.
It's the
I didn't say
softest
anything.
supercar. It's like the most it's like the most it's but
Mhm.
I still consider it a supercar.
Like I could very easily have a 600 LT and a V12 Vantage in my garage and be very happy.
It's not a bad combo by any means.
It's really not.
No, it's
What do you
not.
get a daily?
It's
What?
not.
What's your daily?
Fucking 600.
The 600 LT.
Yeah.
The
Okay, if you had a third
the-
car, what would you
the
have? Like,
V12
as a pure
Vantage.
comfort.
The V12 Vantage I would take to the grocery store and take my wife to dinner.
Okay, but one. Like,
Comfort car?
yeah, have a third car. In there.
A Hyundai Palisade. I don't care.
You don't care.
No, I mean
You get a free car. I'm gonna like whatever you want, 100 grand, 300 grand, whatever daily you want. What are you picking?
whatever daily I want.
And not the Serato, like a daily that's like, all right, I'm gonna make you pick.
Yeah, what
an
are my
SUV.
parameters? Oh, it's an SUV.
You have to pick an SUV
I have to pick an SUV.
or a wagon. You can
I
pick
know-
R6
I
if
know
you
the.
want.
I know the chance. Oh, don't throw wagons there. Because you throw wagons there, he's gonna pick a wagon.
Okay, no,
and
no,
I-
S-
and I-
S-
and I know
SUV.
what fucking wagon he'll pick. So
No, well, the GC4 does that count as a wagon?
No. Okay,
Um,
SUV only.
all right, here we go.
he would do Ferrari FF if he could. I promise you.
Well, I'd rather have the updated GT4 C4 so, but I'm gonna go with the Urus Perf.
Okay, cool.
Urus Perf. Persangwe was what was holding me up, but I'm
Okay.
gonna go Urus Perf.
Okay.
We're not even Coley.
No,
You're not
That's the
fucking with the
opposite. He's like,
Coley?
that's like too
No.
much comfort.
trying to
for
be
him.
cracked.
I like contrast. I like extreme. So I'd love a Cullinan and then like the most race car. You know.
I might actually take. I might take a G63 over a Cullinan.
Why?
The Cullinan is so big.
It's a boat.
It's such a
amazing.
boat.
It's the only car that I've driven that
It
like
drives amazing,
Really
but
feels like I'm
it's-
driving a boat.
As
Yeah.
soon as you get into a parking lot, I'm just stressed.
Have you driven a Phantom?
A Phantom?
Yeah.
No, I've
I
never
don't
driven
even,
a Phantom.
I don't even want to know.
Is that
So-
even more boatish?
Oh yeah, because it's so long and it's
Yeah.
like, dude. But it's dope.
The,
so dope.
I mean, don't get me. The Cullinan is awesome. It drives and how fast it gets up and goes too.
Yeah.
Shocking. It's 0 to 60 in like 4 seconds.
It's
something
not bad.
stupid
bro.
like
it's
that.
not bad. For being that
Um,
heavy monster that it is, bro.
It's comfortable. The sound system is ridiculous. The vibes are immaculate.
But you still.
It's just so big.
So you want something? Okay.
Like that driveway in Miami, trying to like get that around that little driveway was a stressful event every time.
It's fucked. Because again, it's a fucking Cullinan.
The
so
front end is like it gets bigger as you go out.
It is big. And you
You
see,
know,
like,
it's shaped like a
the Spirit
hammer.
of Ecstasy. You're like, you just looking at it.
Yeah.
You're like, damn.
like,
That
what's
is
up, bad bitch?
that
That's
the spirit of ecstasy.
It's dope.
will-
Every time you look at it, you're like, damn, I'm driving a Rolls Royce.
truly, when you just see it leading the way,
And then you like look up, you're like, damn, I just saw a shooting star.
bro.
See,
on the roof.
that's the
The
thing
spirit
about
of
it.
ecstasy and the Starlight
Yeah.
headliner are just the two most underrated things.
This is
about
you
the
gotta get that,
entire
and then you get
Rolls-Royce.
the IG tilt. You know, people with the stars, and then you get
Oh,
the
the RR?
You're
Of
like,
course.
yeah. Anyways, you're like,
Exactly.
Oh,
Bro.
I've
if
got
you couldn't tell from my Mandarin interior, this is a Rolls
Yeah.
Royce.
I know.
You best believe you go on my feed right now and there's a photo of me in the Cully. It's there.
In the backseat like this.
Yeah.
And what's the hashtag business moves?
More just like the backseat like this.
Hashtag always working.
We went to my
Hashtag the grind never stops.
we went to Miami
Yes.
for my birthday. We had a Colin for the weekend, bro. It was just an absolute fucking vibe. That problem with I think Rolls Royce, not a problem. I think it's a good thing. It might be the best ownership experience that you can have.
Rolls
I just said that. It is.
Rolls Royce.
Rolls Royce,
for
like
comfort, for like pure, just like
ownership experience.
Yeah.
For
I think-
burning money.
For burning money.
just lighting hundreds on fire.
Yes. Because I think that
Stacks of
car, like
cash.
you said, like something about driving that car gives you a type of like feel that no other car can give you. For whatever reason it is. It's like the most epitome of luxury, but in a different sense. Because, come on, there's G63 is nice.
yeah.
It's luxurious.
But
It's just something about all the Rolls Royces, from the Dawn to the Ghost.
like you feel rich driving a G63, but you feel wealthy.
driving a Rolls Royce.
Rolls Royce.
And I don't think any supercar can really make you feel like that. Like, this doesn't make me feel like that. This makes me feel like a douchebag. The Rolls Royce makes me feel like I'm a wealthy...
El Jefe?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Sophisticated fucking gentleman.
This doesn't feel like Jefe. What's this feel like?
This feels like it's in our word ladrón is what we say. It means criminal.
The loudest Aventador with
Bro, like
white
this-
wheels, white car,
Bro, it looked like I
slammed.
sell drugs, bro. I have it's a white on white slammed
know.
Aventador. It's literally like I
It's
sell
sick, though.
drugs.
That's the wrong car to sell drugs in.
I
Way
know.
too much
What,
attention to selling
what
drugs.
wheels are those?
Some AL13s.
Nice, sick.
Thank you, bro.
109R.
It's crazy. Like now, like everything's design always changes, right? Now, like a wheel like this is badass, right? Back in the day, like when I was in high school, I remember. So this was probably 2008. I remember like black straight spokes with chrome lips. That was like the chrome lip is what was dope, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then like when the Huracan first came out, what was really like popular was just like ADV1 when they first were super
Oh,
popping,
ADV1 was
just like the straight spokes.
That's
Yeah.
it.
And then now like the aero disc wheels, like this has like so
Three-piece.
much going on. Like the crazier stuff is like the race car look is like definitely more in now.
I
like,
wonder
the
how we'll
evolution
look
of-
back at the Aerodisc stuff. Because obviously it's in right now.
I mean, it was in back
looks
in the day
good.
too, because they had Porsches back in the day with aero disc, right?
But
so
wheels in the 2000s, not it. Not it.
Some
Like
Ford Giottos at his reign.
seeing a Ferrari F430 on some like Avantis or Lexanis, bro.
with
messed up.
this much tire.
Yeah, that much tire,
Disgusting. bro.
black with a body color matching
Lip.
like lines and trim. I used to like it too. That's
It still happens now though.
the worst part.
It's just different
In Miami,
areas, different different car
What is
people
that
like
supposed to
different
mean?
stuff.
you might still see a supercar rocking Lexanis in Miami.
It would sound like some Miami shit.
Yeah.
It's probably still an F430. The guy that had the F430 on Lexanis still has that F430 on Lexanis.
Probably.
Yeah, because he's still pilling 20-year-old
Well,
chicks.
now-
What does he
yeah.
need to do?
Now
What
it's
does he need to
paid
do?
off, and his business has never been the same. But since it's paid off, he still
He's
has
like,
the
screw
car.
it,
Yes,
I'm gonna
100%.
keep the car.
It's got 60,000 miles. It's cracked. Bro.
That sounds like the most Miami description I've ever heard in my
Yes,
entire life.
dude. Matt won't even take that car.
No, he won't. He won't.
No one's taking that car.
No one's taking that car.
That's the other part. He can't even sell anymore. He can't even afford to replace the Lexanis. That's the
Kevin, I want to segue topics really quick.
Cool.
So we've talked a lot about all different types of cars, what you've had, what we like, the shit in between. But what about your journey has gotten you to a point in terms of like where'd you start to where you can actually have all these different cars? Because getting to that level and increasing it and getting all these different cars comes with a tremendous responsibility on the financial side.
what do you even do?
There you go.
A lot of different things, but the main thing I've done for the last over 10 years is I've been selling. Have you guys heard of alkaline water? So I sell a certain machine that makes alkaline water. It's called Kangen, tomato. Depends how you say it, but it's a company based out of Japan, and it came here in early 2000s, and then it came in. It came in a form of direct sales. So the only time someone was buying a product was when someone else was sharing it. So the company I work with it's a network marketing referral based company. So everything that's done transaction wise through our company is all consumer to consumer. So there's no like wholesaling, there's no retail. It's all just consumer to consumer. People sharing a product they believe in and then repeating that. So
Very familiar with the model.
exactly. So the really, really big companies that sometimes get a bad rap, are like the really big ones are like Amway, Herbalife, Mary Kay, these
Advocare.
Avocare.
RIP.
What, they're gone. They're done, right?
They're now a retail business.
Okay. Yeah, retail. So, and a lot of them shift because they get shut down to the FTC and
Yeah.
like.
They settled with the FTC and became a retail business.
Exactly. So I got my first exposure to multi-level
my
marketing.
parents.
That was your parents?
Well, I mean, they didn't own Avocare, but
But
were
they're
growing up
distributors.
they did Avocare full time.
Okay, and so they did pretty
and
well.
Then, until it all shut down,
Yeah, and
and then their income disappeared,
yeah,
which is a challenge.
I know. So I could. That's a huge that's a definitely big thing in the industry of people don't understand. If you don't know network marketing, you're like, wait, those things like people call the pyramid thing. You can make money doing that. It's like if you run it like a real business and have people under you and you like maybe run ads. You have once a week meetings hosted. You have all these different events. You do a once a quarter big event. Then you're running it like a multi-million-dollar business. You can make a lot of money.
You get
What you
from
pay-
it what
yeah.
you put into it. And
So-
what other people got to realize too, I'll validate.
Yeah.
Everything is structured this way.
Yeah. Everything. Yeah.
Corporate America is structured this
yeah.
way.
Different levels. Yep.
No matter what you look at, if you draw a pyramid, the business
Yeah.
structure will fit in it.
Yeah.
So,
And I used to talk about this so much about like network marketing versus traditional business and all these different things.
real
and, like,
estate firm,
Yeah.
same thing.
Same thing.
Sign
So
people up. They sell houses. You get to commit a piece of what they're selling.
exactly. So
It's how the world works.
it's the one thing I will say about our company at Nagic selling Kangen water, it's not true multi-level marketing or network marketing.
Mm-hmm.
These companies that you hear of are based off of reorder products that every month you have to buy a product even if you don't want it. That's why it gets better. It's like I have all this product now that I don't use, but I have to stay in the business, so I have to keep buying this product. Ours is direct sales. So it's a high
It's
high
like Cutco.
It's Cutco, but
I mean, I don't want to compare. Sorry.
no, it is.
Yeah.
It's Cutco, but with the referral side of being able to build a team fast and quick
Mhm.
and having overrides. But it's all your commission is based off of single sales, and it's a high ticket item. It's not like a $100 a month like protein subscription you do. It's thousands of dollars that you invest, but it's one time, so it's different.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest difference. It's not you're not buying a product every month that you don't need. You're buying it one time and it's gonna last you for a lifetime as long as you take care of it.
Yeah.
So that learning how to sell high ticket things in person, or not just things, but specifically the water, learning how to create a community, learning how to do sales on the phone in person, learning how to do sales in front of an audience. We used to go to the gate here and have in Encino and rent out the room and pack it 150 plus people, and then like you do your demonstration, people would tell their stories of how the water affected them, but also you have the other section of people that like this is what Enagic's done for them financially. So you've had it'd be like this whole component of Enagic of like this is what Enagic has to offer and Kangen water has to offer in terms of like not just the health benefits and changing your water, but if you want financially being able to benefit from it too. So I was really heavy into that in 2014, 15, and 16. Dove really deep into personal development and learning more about myself and what makes my brain work, what motivates me, how I can get better. And it came down to just like getting better at sales, getting better with people, getting better at speaking, getting on my fitness routine, having more energy, just all encompassing, trying to do everything better in life, community, health, wealth, love, and happiness, all the 4 quadrants, all the 4 pillars in life. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think being in an industry and a business that I had no cap to where I can make $0 or I can make 20 grand, I can make 100 grand, I can make 300 grand and up and more, it gave me the ability to like, all right, the more I learn, the more I develop myself as a person, as someone that could be looked up to, someone I can relate to with other people, the more I can make. So that's the thing I liked about the industry I was in. And a lot of industries are like that. The more you develop yourself as a person, the more you're going to earn.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, how do I just make myself better? So then I can make other people better and in return help them make money and help myself make money.
Yeah.
So it's just like the give and receive type of communal thing. But what was the original question? You said, I don't know if I like went off on a tangent.
How did you get to where you are?
Yeah. So getting in, I think, being around the right people. So I saw people doing it. So when you see someone doing it, now it's like, okay, you see it, and if you see someone else doing it and you believe you could do what they're doing, now you have a belief system now you have motivation. Before you have anything of like, I want to do this, you have to like want to, like, if you see a car, if you've never seen that car, a Lamborghini driving down the street, you're never gonna be like, I want a Lamborghini. You've never seen it, you've never heard about it. But if you see it, the guy revs it, he lets you sit in it, you're like, this is what I want. So I saw people making money a certain way, living a certain type of lifestyle, having a certain type of time freedom. I'm like, that's what I want. So now the drive is there. That's 50% of it. If you don't believe you can do it, you're 50% done.
Cooked.
If you're 50% there, the other 50% is you developing yourself, working on your craft, working on all the different skills in life to make you a better person inside and outside of business, right? So the belief was there after I saw someone do it. I'm like, wow, this person makes this by doing this. I want to do that. Okay, how do I start? All right, he laid it out for me. So I had a mentor. Just like if you're getting in the gym, you don't know what you're doing at all, hire a trainer, hire a nutritionist, hire someone that's been there, that's helped other people get there, and then show you the ropes. And then maybe over time you continue working with them, or maybe you go off and do your own thing. Mm-hmm. I had someone sit down with me and lay everything out for the first couple months and told me to read certain books.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich. This Sell or Be Sold, Grant Cardone. In the early days, I read that like 3 times. That changed everything for me in terms of like my mindset on sales and how to like how my approach to life. So yeah, the right information, the right people, motivation, the right community. So it all, and then that's why I like the whole Supercar connection thing, because it's community, it's people, it's information you're learning, the stories you're hearing, the conversations you're having. That's all life-changing stuff. Mm-hmm. I've started other businesses outside of Enagic and Kangen through people that I've met through Supercars, and I would have never met them if I didn't have a car and we went on a drive, you know? So the car thing with like the whole, it's what I love about it so much is it's a subculture of people that like, especially when you start getting into, you know, these cars, when you're buying a car for $200, $300, $500 plus $1,000, you know, like you're doing something decent in business, or you have a high paying job. So I already know you have a certain type
There's
of
validity
mindset.
there.
There's validity, right? So it's almost like you're joining a country club. It's like, oh, the country club's $50K to start, or $100K, whatever, right? You know, those people that go into the country club, everyone there is a business owner, or they're doing something right. They're a high paid employee that they want this time at this country club. Where in the supercar world, it's very similar to that. Where not all the guys are like that, but a lot of the guys you meet, there's a story there. There's something cool. There's something interesting you're gonna learn.
There's a common denominator.
There's a common denominator, exactly. So, I guess to sum all of it up, to answer is mainly having the motivation and believing I could do it first. You know, so seeing let someone influence you in a positive way. So I was always receptive to like, damn, you're doing this. That's awesome. That's so cool. Like, I want to do that too. And if they're willing to help you, great. But if you don't know where you want to go in life, and maybe you want to change your career, maybe you want to like change something, just be open to other people's lives. And like, I think being a student of life is something that's helped me so much, is like learn as much as you can from these people that you see that maybe want what you have, or that maybe want what you, or have what you want in certain areas in their life. Maybe not all areas, but maybe 1 or 2 areas, and try to learn from them, and then try and develop yourself. And then, yeah, that's it.
Never look at it from an envious perspective.
Yeah, no, never like, damn, you have that. Like, I don't like you anymore. It's more like, wow, that's amazing. Like, you motivated me to do this. Cause you started your business. I want to start my business now too. And I want to do this. I want to buy this car. So it's like, I think fitness is very, fitness, working out, and the car world and business is very similar. It could be the same thing. Like, what you put in is what you get out. Like the gym is there for everyone to go, right? Everyone can sign up. Not anyone, but a lot of people can go sign up for a gym membership. Mm-hmm. But what you do with the gym membership, the hours you clock in and clock out, your diet you do at home, how intense you are on your workouts, the days you don't miss, the recovery you do, is all on top of the gym membership, right? You could start, I tell people this all the time, you could start an Enagic business with me. That's your gym membership. But what are you going to do all in between to make yourself successful in the business? But that's any business. You could get your real estate license, pay what, $800, $1,000, take the courses, be done, never sell at home. But that same license that someone else took over here 10 years ago, and he's been day in and day out just doing everything.
He's driving an SVJ?
He's driving an SVJ. Why is he making millions of dollars a year? It's because he did the right sets and reps. He took his supplements. He got the right trainer. He didn't miss any days at the gym. Mm-hmm. So the vehicle is very important of what you're getting yourself into, and in terms of anything in life, business, career, like the gym. But what you do in it is more important. Like how resourceful you are when you get into that business opportunity, when you go to the gym, when you have that conversation, you know.
You're dialed in.
Dialed in.
And you want to run little test Anavar and you really want to fucking go crazy, then it's on a whole nother level.
And if that's what you want to do, you want to compete and you want to be a professional bodybuilder.
You know what the business is? The business version of test is?
What is it?
Fraud.
It's a fine line, my friend. It's a fine line.
You want to dabble around with a little
Does that
bit of
answer-
tax evasion?
Yeah, exactly.
Does that answer the question?
100%.
Yeah, yeah.
That was, you couldn't have answered it better.
Okay.
That's
'Cause
exactly what I wanted.
Sometimes when I go off, I like going in so many different tangents, and then I do have ADD.
Hey, bro, you have a beautiful mind.
So then I'm like,
You're on the spectrum,
wait, what
but
the
it's
fuck?
fine.
I know I'm a little bit, right? But it's
So
fine.
am I. Don't worry.
Oh,
about
yeah.
it.
It's-
Exactly.
That's why it's a
I
spectrum.
can feel it. Yep. But you said McLaren or Lambo?
Or Porsche.
Oh, Porsche. Is that what you said?
We'll see. Whatever at the time I can get a good deal on, what makes sense, you know. But McLaren, Porsche, through RS, maybe I don't know.
You want the best pick.
What do you mean?
Like I'll tell you what you should get next.
Okay.
Best pick.
What?
720.
Yeah, it is. It's great. Honestly.
Get a 720.
Kit, put a kit on it.
From everything you've had, get a 720.
Yeah.
That's the best bang. That shit's fast as fuck.
Kit's great, but now you're burning You're just burning money.
I know. Unless you get a good deal on the kits and then do this and that. You know.
Unless you get a good deal on one that already has a kit.
Exactly.
And they burnt their money.
True. And then you don't have to pay for the labor either.
You
Exactly.
don't. You gotta pay for any of it. It's just
You
already on
just
the-
got to get one of these guys because everyone who lists 720 with the kit, they mark it up like 30, 40. They're like, it's worth this much. This is. You just got to let them sit on it long enough and like,
the kit
bro,
was 80.
Yes.
I'll give you 10 grand more or 8 grand more than like what it would go like bone stock, whatever. And then like if they
Let's just
sit
get
long
on
enough,
it.
they're like, all right, just take it. You know.
The desperation has to sit.
It has to
Because there's a
sit.
reason why they're listing the car.
Yep.
Yeah.
So just let the desperation curve really bend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then put the fucking pressure on their neck.
Yeah.
Talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Mods do not help you sell a car.
No.
It hurts your shit. if
Never.
anything.
I think with someone like McLaren, it's probably less effective than like a Porsche or a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Because those brands, there's way more old guys buying the car, and they want it.
Yep.
How bone stock is it? How many times did you fart in it? All that stuff. But then the McLaren is kind of a younger crowd, I feel like, who want modded cars.
For sure.
So
My buddy Kirill, he was just looking at a 720 like a few months ago, and he was like, "Oh, this one has the front lip already and the wing and this. Okay, cool." Like, he's like, he wants that, you know.
Mhm.
He's like, "All right," because I was gonna do that anyways.
It's a
Yeah.
plus for him.
It's a
kind of like an
plus.
R8.
Yep.
There's a couple cars I feel like it still might take someone longer to sell it
Yeah.
because it needs the right buyer, but the right buyer will be willing to pay a little more.
Yeah.
Rolled it into your finance deal, boom, chilling.
But I will see some dealers kind of, they don't specialize, but they'll have higher. You'll see a repeating trend month after month. Well, they'll have inventory of like modded cars.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, they'll have like the Range or the Cullinan on wheels lowered. You know, they'll have this car with like the modded.
'Cause I think there's a buying market for it.
There is a buying market
So
for
like
it,
the
sure.
dealerships that know and
Yeah.
that's their clientele,
Yep.
they're after that.
For sure.
Like there's
Yeah.
a dealership out in Florida, a guy, Exotics Hunter. I've seen all of his car. Every car I've been
Oh, it's
looking
modded.
for.
Yeah.
They're always modded, but they're like perfectly tasteful specs.
It's like stuff we would
Is that
buy.
not PJ's
yes,
guy?
it's PJ's guy.
Yeah, I've seen
And
it.
PJ puts wheels and stuff on all of his cars.
Exactly.
And
so
he
it's,
And
sells
has
it.
all of his cars listed with that.
it's
guy.
that little click niche. It's got an exhaust. It's lowered. It's got wheels, and then maybe a couple body kit parts to it. And
Yep.
it's like the perfect thing where I'm looking at it and I go,
That's what I would do.
"This is exactly what I would do. I'm buying
Yeah.
my finished product."
Yeah.
That's
He's got
exactly
the
what it
same
is.
taste as PJ. That's
Yep.
why.
Yep. Fuck it.
Because
That
he
little-
does it all. He
Yep.
picks it all.
He's fucking perfect. I think we were saying that the R8. I think the R8 might be the #1 car to buy modded right now. If I get an R8 with a little bit of a kit exhaust, honestly for me, I'd be a supercharger. If I can find an
Yeah.
R8 supercharger exhaust kit,
So would you do R8 Gen 2, right? Would you do like the Gen 2 refresh with like the new bumper, or you get an older one?
now we're talking about something that I haven't really talked about before. I never really even thought about this. I'm not
'Cause
an
they-
R8 guy. But
Okay. They updated the rear bumper in the front, but it's essentially very.
It's the same
similar.
shit.
It's the
Yeah.
same. You could change the front and rear bumper. To be the same.
Exactly. It would be all about the deal for me.
Yeah.
I don't think it's no one knows
Yeah, yeah,
unless you're a car guy, and then if you are, do you care that much?
yeah.
Like if I see a guy and the pre-refresh compared to the post, I don't care.
Yeah.
So does anyone else? So all about the deal for me.
I think I'm in the same boat as you.
Yeah. What's it matter?
I think another problem with modifications too is like depending on the brand is I think the who and what modifications you did. Like I think an Audi R8, generally speaking, the modifications are looked at similarly. They're like, okay, it's fine. But when
Yeah.
you have a 720 that's modified, I would start being like, okay, well, who did the mods? What mods are done exactly? Like it's got an
100%.
exhaust. Like what exactly does it have on it?
But a lot of
Oh,
people
it's tuned. What exactly has they done to it?
a lot of people don't know that though. A lot
Know
of people
what?
don't realize that like the tune matters.
It really fucking does.
Who tuned your car?
Bro, even who put your
is
exhaust on?
important. Who put your exhaust on?
Bro, who put your body
So,
kit on?
Especially
That shit
with the
matters.
McLaren.
Well, the biggest thing with McLarens too, if you're buying one and it's been tuned, or like even if it's stock, if you have like a rep at any McLaren in the U.S. or really anywhere in the world, get close to them and see if they can run the VIN, and then see if it's ever been flagged. So if it's been flagged once or twice, that means it's already out of warranty. That it's been tuned. So that's like homework that you need to do in yourself that sometimes won't show up.
I think it's just crazy too, because like the world of supercar buying is like you never know what prom you're buying because you don't know the owner, anything else in between. But like McLarens, because like my 720, like I put a shit ton of miles on mine, but mine was probably like another couple thousand miles you probably needed to do like accumulators and all that stuff like that. So like with those cars, you really don't know at what point, like how did the person drive it beforehand? How crazy were they on X, Y, and Z? You're really buying a risk, and you have no idea what the hell you're getting into. That's part of the world of supercars they don't tell you. It's like you might find the right deal, the right car, everything else in between, but if you're troubled by problems, it's going to destroy everything that you did to work hard to get to that car.
For sure.
But
You're
yeah,
dumping money and everything else.
you got to be careful. You're like, oh, I wanted down pipes and a tune, and this thing's already got it. Well, you better find out from who. From who.
Exactly.
And even then, I mean, I don't know everything there is to be known, but it might be from someone that seems reputable on Instagram and stuff and isn't.
True.
So
You never know.
gotta be careful.
We're not going to name names.
But even if you think you know, you still probably don't know. And that's
don't.
the boat I'm in. So be careful.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah,
Literally.
You get a good. Always try to get a good PPI, like a good guy you trust. Get it on the lift. Look at everything as much as you can.
as best as fucking possible. But at the end of the day, bro, everything is risk.
It is a
Life
risk.
is literally risk.
Yeah.
So it's the same shit. Every day I wake up, I hop in this dumb shit. It's a risk.
Yeah.
I leave the house, I'm risking something.
For sure.
But
Of course.
gotta risk it for the biscuit.
Yep.
So at the end of the episode, everyone gets the same 3 questions. So you're not immune to that. So
I'm gonna
Jump into
judge the
that?
shit out of you based on the answers you give. So let's run it.
question 1, what's the most overrated car today? Overrated. I know there's a lot of options.
His mind is moving 1,000 miles.
Yeah,
an hour.
it's crazy because I don't like.
The
I'm
Honda
such
Civic
a,
Type R.
I'm
I'm kidding.
I'm such an optimistic person that like
Yeah.
I see like amazing stuff in everything,
Yeah.
So it's so hard. Like if I had to pick an overrated car,
Overhyped, like people just give it too much. Because sure, everything's positive, right? But everything can do something.
damn.
But
I'm
who's
I'm
overdoing
going
it?
through all the makes and all the different
Yeah.
things right now. Manufacturers and makes. Damn.
Or even something that you might have like a dislike to, where you're like, I don't think this narrative is correct, or anything like that.
Because trust me, I totally resonate with seeing the positive in everything.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Some shit ain't
there's some stuff is less positive than others.
I'm sure it's something that like I'd seen and I'm not even thinking about right now.
Like the GTR. Or a base Carrera.
GTR. I mean, I get it. There's those people that like build them and like half-mile cars and like swap, bore them out, 2,500 horse. I get it.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say
If you're
that.
drag racing it, but if you're
Also,
not.
cars are also just heavy as shit,
It's very heavy. Yeah.
and they drive heavy. You like a heavy car that doesn't drive 100% heavy? That car drives heavier than what it actually is. It's disgusting.
Damn. I need to think for a sec because I don't want like.
Because then it still has to be rated. You know, like you can't say the Ferrari Portofino because who raves about the Ferrari Portofino? No one.
Oh, so it has to be something like a car that we
It's
love this car.
Yeah.
Should we give give our answers to help them out a little bit here?
Yeah, let me hear your answers.
Well, just some popular picks of the past.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
GT3 RS has been a popular pick. The Huracan has been a popular pick lately. The LFA, popular pick.
Yeah, that's about it.
BMWs as a whole have been a popular pick.
Yeah. Trying to think what else.
BMW as a whole. It's the whole brand.
The whole entire thing, everything in it.
All of
everything.
it.
I'm trying to think of what I think right now is overrated.
I've always said the base Carrera. The fact that package is, people are paying $150 for it, I think is insane.
I understand what you're saying.
It's like, it's wild.
This is kind of an interesting one, but
Is it a good car? Sure. For $85,000?
But the thing is, like, it's a free market. You could buy whatever you want, you know. I don't know. People who want that, they want a new car, they want the badge, and they want the build, you know. And they don't care about going that fast, and they just want the Porsche experience, and you know, whatever.
I think the 570S is overrated.
You think so?
Very much so, yeah. I think it's creeped into that like crazy bargain supercar price, but I think the car itself, I've never been a fan of it. Like design wise,
about that car.
I don't say raving. I don't think anybody's raving on it, but I think it's like it's gone to a point where like it's so.
It's $130,000.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're getting, like what I don't like about it is the fact that I've never been a fan of the design. I don't think it's all crazy fast. The tech is ass now because McLaren is so many leaps and bounds ahead of that 570 tech. But I still think the car is still hanging in with like modern day supercars. I think that shit is bounced out of the club of modern day supercars. Like I would take a 458 as a modern day supercar before I take a 570.
The 458's more.
It's way older and it's more.
But
I would
all
still
day.
keep 458 in the mix, whereas 570 is just.
You take 458 or like base Huracan, like 2014, 2015 Huracan.
Over a 458?
Yeah.
Oh, 458 all day, dog.
So I think to answer the question, I think I want like a base, like stock, early Huracan. You know, it understeered a lot. It was way softer. The build quality wasn't as good. It's all leather, like kind of plasticky.
Mm-hmm.
It looked dope. You had the V10, but at that time with the 458 was just a better driving car, you know.
Yeah.
But obviously, when you do all the crazy stuff to it and like you make it a half-mile car, then it really shines. But I think just as a stock car and like people who don't know cars, it's a Huracan, it's a Lambo, but it doesn't drive that great, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite literally dog shit.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Quite literally. Dang.
That's what it is.
Harsh.
It is, bro.
On the 570,
Mm-hmm.
if you're paying $130 for a supercar,
Yeah.
and you don't really want an R8, 650 is a way better choice than the 570.
650 is great.
Oh,
I've driven a
better
stock,
choice.
and so my buddy back in the day had a 650 that had everything full bolt-ons, upgraded turbo wheel.
Same price as a 570,
E85.
650.
It was
It's kind of what I'm talking about. Like,
Dude,
I
yeah.
think that
It
car is like,
it was a beast, bro.
You can get a
It's crazy.
650S Spider for 150.
I'm taking that all day, bro.
Yeah, over a
The
570.
front looks like a P1.
Yeah.
I'm taking that all
Beautiful
day.
car. I just saw one yesterday.
Put a little kit on it. They
Those are
wanted
sick.
like the diffuser and stuff. The rear does look a little funky.
Yeah.
It's like they were trying to be futuristic, but it like kind of like.
It's that old McLaren design language. is
Yeah,
what it
yeah.
is. But that's
But
where
the
I'm
front
at.
is dope.
Yeah.
Super dope.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna get his mind blown with the second question.
All right.
What's the most underrated car?
Underrated car.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here.
You gotta say it with some enthusiasm.
My bad. What's the most underrated car today?
The most underrated car of 2025.
Somebody's scrolling TikTok and here you go. What's the most underrated car? There you go. Next.
What's the most
see here.
underrated car?
The most underrated car.
These are hooks, baby.
That's my bad.
Oh, it's all good.
Kevin's looking around to see if there's options in the showroom for him to fucking pick.
Mini Cooper S.
I've never driven it, but I've heard so many good things about it. Lotus.
Evora
Yeah,
or the new Amira?
Evora. I don't know anything about
Just
the
been
name.
hanging around Brett, huh?
Oh, he loves his.
Yeah, I know.
But anyone I've talked to that has one, they love how it drives, it handles.
Everyone that has one loves it.
It's
100%.
a specific person that likes those cars.
I know.
This type of person likes those cars.
I'd say honestly too, like even like everyone that I know that has like a Boxer S, they love it too.
That's a specific type of person.
Yeah.
You said Boxer S?
Yeah.
All right, I'm out on this one. You lost me on that one. You lost me on that one.
Underrated. It's I can't say like GT3 or like I can't say like
Yeah, because it's pretty highly rated.
Yeah, they're like underrated. Yeah.
Is that not your answer, the Lotus?
I say Lotus. Yeah.
Yeah, that's your answer?
Yeah.
I respect that answer.
Yeah. Got
Last question.
Camry motor in it. You know, reliable.
3-car garage, no budget. 3 cars for everything. No budget. 0. Got all the cars in the world.
I'm about to ship your ass back to Taipei in a minute, bro. These exciting things.
Damn. P1 GTR.
Okay. Out the gates
Good
of the hot
choice.
one.
I really like the HDK, the matte silver one with the orange seats.
Sure, Pure Sport.
Okay. A man of culture and taste.
We are on the same wavelength so far. 2 of my favorite cars.
Yeah.
And then like, do I do like a daily or do I just not?
I see. That's the thing. Whatever
No.
you want. See, I would do a daily. He would pick 3 cracked out cars.
But these are the only cars I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3-car
Or the
garage.
I'd probably pick a daily because you got 3 cars. I can get what I need from 2.
Yeah, true.
Especially you got a P1 and a Pure Sport.
Yeah,
What other supercar you need?
I know.
You got an unlimited budget, so you're not worried
But
about
then you
miles.
want
you're
something
not
for
worried
just
about-
for sound, like V12. Like 3's not enough. You need like a 5-car garage, bro.
That's why it's 3.
I know. So bad.
Can't just have you listing off cars. Well, let me get one of these. Let me get one of these.
I know.
We're not shopping at Costco here.
Damn.
Oh, I need 12 options.
Okay.
I need RWB.
Fuck out of here with that.
Daily.
Okay, Alex. He bought a second one.
Shock.
I'm torn between like a Parasangue or just straight like Cullinan, like Series 2, like Comfort or like V12, like SUV. You know.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
It's very fair.
Like I like comfort, but I don't need it. Like I mean, I have the Range right now. It's so comfortable. I don't need it, but I enjoy it. But then like, if I had this like these cars, I'm like, would I want something just super comfortable or something comfortable enough like the Parasangue, but has a V12 still?
The back seats in the Parasangue are so sick.
I feel like it's not that roomy though. Huh? It's a small car.
Definitely not roomy.
It's definitely not roomy, yeah.
All right, let's go Cullinan.
But you got the
Colin?
rear
Yeah.
There it
buckets.
Kevin's my kind of speed.
Because what are like you want to go with the boys and stuff? Like
There will be a time, bro, where you'll want to be calm.
Yeah, and then
I
you
promise you, bro.
especially with the 2 other cars, and
I
then
promise
like
you, bro.
you were going out with your boys, like
Exactly, bro.
sorry, we can't all be comfortable.
Exactly.
Because I chose these 3 cars out of all the cars in the world.
Yep.
You guys get to suffer.
I decided to have the most
Get
cracked
back there
outliner
and sit under
possible.
those starlights.
Yeah.
Look up.
And
Take
just
a
chill.
take a selfie. Put it on your Instagram.
That's partly why you get a Cullinan. You get a Cullinan because you're a boss, but you also got your gang. So you got to have fucking load up the boys in the back.
All right.
Respect.
Yeah. Respect. Respect.
I love it, bro. That was like a fire-ass 3-car garage.
Let's go.
Yeah. Thank you again for coming on.
Yeah,
Plug
bro.
all your socials. People can find you.
Just I'm not really. Just Instagram, I guess. Kevin DLO. Yep.
Kevin
I have a
DLO.
YouTube, but I haven't posted in years, and TikTok's getting banned, right? So,
Supposedly. Yeah.
Yeah. By the time this comes out, it might be donezo.
but
Unless
I
Mr.
saw
Beast saves it.
that's why I saw Mr. Beast is like trying
Really?
to buy it.
That's-
Yeah,
he's
he's trying to buy it.
He's trying to,
With
he's
his,
trying to
like-
put a package together.
It was like there's a video. It's like I just got out of a meeting with a bunch of billionaires, and we're trying to buy TikTok.
Him and Elon Musk just team up. They'll buy this shit.
I know.
They'll be fine.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
They'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elon's great at buying stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's it.
We're out.